Calling you a radical. That first video that I did, Fukushima at my house, I've been in the Nevada test site, sitting right here, sliding across. So, this is the scariest story I've seen since March 11th, March 12th, Kevin Blanche. Man, woman, child, dog. Dead on the trail and no cow. Just dead. So I was very curious, of course, on the autopsy. So the autopsy come back. No clue. Scientists are mystified, they're baffled, they're stumped, they're perplexed, they're bewildered. Again, more evidence. Oh, it's new. This is scary shit. You want to know how I survived cancer? That's one of the things. That's my lunch a lot of times. So Smiths used to bring it in here. Now the old Kroger's, of course, they got rid of anything good there. And so there's a woman at the farmer's market. She makes it organic. She is the greatest. But anyway, so where are we going to sit the camera? So we got to flip the soup can on this one. But let's talk for a minute and then we'll flip the soup can. I'll find somewhere to set it up. One man band. I came up to use the library. Why are they closed? Because they're run by criminal derelicts that never go to work. By law, they're supposed to be open. I mean, shit. Nobody holds them accountable. It's a public library. Just like last night, I'm going to the Lillard game. Somebody walked up to me and told me that I couldn't video inside there. You know, to Lillard. I says, the fuck, I can't. I'm a taxpayer, fuckhead. This is a fucking public university. I'm a taxpayer. You got it wrong, buddy. Watch me. And so, this is important historic stuff. So, the basketball metaphors I use over and over and over, and rightfully so. Where's your crown? Let's party like it's 1999 Metallica played here in the afternoon. I'm like, they are not really playing at Weaver State football field. That can't be. So, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, mosh putting on. So I'm in the stadium yesterday watching the purple-white game. And this all started, this whole madness here, with some bee stings. Annika got stung by some bees in 1999. She got leukemia short after. I've been stung by, I think, one bee my whole life. They just land on me. I got stung in the stadium last night, yesterday afternoon. The circle of life. This whole madness started in 1999 as far as the usury complex. God, he wants a piece of me again. Not a native bee. He's hungry. Come on. Back off, Jack. So, before I forget, this is the smoking gun of Fukushima. The salmon counts, the numbers. 99. Seattle, Washington. Eddie Gill. Harold Arsenal. I'm there with the team. Upset North Carolina. We'll get to this. Guess what the number was today and the day before yesterday on the Columbia, on the Stillhead? 311. Look it up. I'll post the link. 311. What's the 10-year mean? 3,800. What's the 20-year rate? About 7,000, 8,000. They go steep. Short. 1 to 2 years. Started to collapse in 2011, 2012 on Q. 826,000. They have 26,000. Nothing to see. In the sea. It's the scariest fucking story I've seen since March 11th. It's really scary. Scientists are mystified, they're baffled, they're stumped, they're perplexed, they're bewildered. So, I got to tell this story. So, I'm an adjunct professor at the number one school of business in the country right here. The last letter of recommendation the greatest finance professor, the toughest professor in the history of this probably country, like Cooley. I have the last letter she ever wrote. We got an MBA program, finally. I'm on Wall Street. I'm a derivative arbitrage specialist. Fucking good one. I used to work with Gary Fitz himself. We were talking about Jim McMahon and them Bears. I played against Jim. I know Jim. What a player. Dr. Cooley, we get the MBA. I come back. I want the first MBA in this university. I come home. Stand in the classroom right there. His office right there. Boom. Somebody attacked his brain. Weeks before we get the MBA. Weeks. It's Mad Cow. He lives in Bountiful. Stericycle. Kills him. He's dead. I'm like, what the fuck? Kyle Matson steps in to run the play. He's no Clyde Cooley. Not even close from here. Nice guy, but no MBA teacher. Kevin, you got to do it. Do what? You got to teach this. Help me with this program. I don't have an MBA. We're going to give you the first MBA. Do this, just like I did for the basketball team for a bagel. Just like I did for KWCR for all those years, for free. By the way, a tornado hit my house in Utah when I was a little boy, 8 years old on this day. May 68. Same guy my dad started having bad seizures. Yeah. So, they wanted to switch the whole program to supply chain oligarchy. She teaches that. Number one, school business via the testing. Our sister school was Wharton. Yeah, Trump school. Somebody paid. His sister, the appellate judge, says that this certain guy, she named him off, who used to go to his classes and take his test for him. So I'm teaching the program, 1999, going back and forth from Wall Street. Eddie Gill's up here. Harold Arsenal. Oh, they got a team. They got a team. They beat Eastern in 4 overtimes. I mean, this is 98-99. Look out. I'm like, look at this team. They're blowing people out by 20, 30. Championship game. Here. In the D. 1999. Eddie Gill. They just keep fouling him. They keep fouling him. All-time leading free throw shooter in the history of this school. He doesn't miss a free throw the whole game. They go up to North Carolina. I go with, do the play-by-play. Same with Sakowitz. They beat North Carolina. Florida, I'm at that game. They miss a free throw, or they would have won it at the buzzer. Noel Jackson misses a free throw. Haslam and Miller, I think, still this day playing that. So the Damian Lillard's alumni games. Here. Of course, I did the play-by-play when Lillard was here. Everybody dissed him. Nobody gave him any love. I did. I promoted the shit out. I talked to him last night. You saw it. Damien, this is the first gold medal. So this is irony. You cannot make this up. Basketball metaphors. Kobe, Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert is the first one. That's how the pandemic was said. Kobe means COVID. I'm telling you. So Damian Lillard, let's fast forward to 2010. On March 10th to the 2nd, the Fukushima disaster the year before. It's up by 20 points at halftime. Kyle Bollinger, who missed that free throw last night, is on that team. They're up by 20 points at halftime. I'm doing the play-by-play. The lead's 15. The lead's 10. The lead's 6. They can't make a free throw. Last night he misses a free throw. Freaking Lillard right there has a shot to freaking win it. The exact space, same box, just like the Taliban. They just switched uniforms from white to purple. Bollinger misses the free throw. Well, that's who beat Lillard. His own team couldn't make a free throw, Randy. They wouldn't foul Lillard. I told Eddie Gill last night. I says, Eddie, I saw him. I couldn't believe he was here. I'm an adjunct professor in 95 right there. And the toughest freaking test and thing, I'm helping Dr. Cooley. Jiminy Graffiti, when they beat and Ruben Nemhart, I had classes. I helped Ruben Nemhart. He comes back. They beat Judd Heathcote, knocked him out. Big upset. David Locke says they would. David Locke told me to my face that he guaranteed they'd lose by at least 15. I says, well, bet me $1,000. He's never paid. I bet $1,000 in Wendover. It's 7-1. Oh, they beat him. They had Georgetown and Iverson as a freshman beat. Ruben missed the front end in 1-on-1. Joel Bass, who I talked to last night, says I told Ruben after that game, you just cost yourself several $1 million. Very true. Gravity comes back. Got to take the test in there. I said, you don't need to take the test. I know you're at the games. It's the toughest test on the campus. I'm ready. When did you study? Studied on Saturday. Really? Between games? I was there. He got the class back. So why does this matter? Oh, it matters. Because in 1999, I want everybody to go back to 1990, see what the military budget was, see what everything at 9/11. This campus, when 9/11 happened, 5 students giving an interview right there by the statue, 2 KSL. I got up here immediately when 9/11 happened, and I got in here, and I'm like, right there in the lab, they've got it sealed up. I'm like, what the hell, Sandy? She's the secretary. She's the FBI was in here less than an hour after it happened. What the hell? All Saudi kids. They interviewed right there, and I'm standing by them right there, and they're like, we're going to be, what are you guys going to do? The Saudi students, everybody knew they're Saudi. The FBI arrested 5 on this campus, 2 at the University of Utah. We're leaving the country. Well, no one knew that they're flying them out, but this gets better. So in 2000, I'm going out the window, driving back and forth all the time, betting the games. I know how good this team is. I'm out there, and I see these guys, these Arabs playing blackjack. I'm the whole Richie, what the hell? I'm playing some blackjack. They get into it with me. I tell them. I mean, they're stick out like a sore thumb. This is a true story. I'm back out there again. They're still there. I told Richie, who's dead now of cancer, I'm like, what the hell? He says, they've been here for weeks. And they got cash like this. It was the 9/11 terrorists. We know now they went through San Diego. They used back roads all the way. Although they stayed at the little dumpy hotel and went over to play blackjack for a while, they did it all the way across the country under the shadows. Weber State right here we had a whole group of students in the towers when it happened. I'm like, oh God, oh God. No, I get up here, labs are sealed off, 20 years, 9/11. There's a student from here that had gone to school here. I think he was going to school with you. Brady Howe was killed. Flight 11. No, he was at the Pentagon. I take it back. He was at the Pentagon. So, all these roads tie here. I was a derivative arbitrage specialist. I taught it here. I taught the class. So, what is that? Buying puts under freaking. I bought puts. That's what I did for a living. That's what I did on Wall Street. That's how I knew Gary Fenwick. That's what I did. I bought so many puts. CBOE used to say, Mr. Blanche, what strike, what month, what expiration, on what equity you want. And I'd say, boom, 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 boom. Give me Connects and 285s. Give me some Junes and some Julys. We'll see what we can do. We'll talk to the writers. Next day, they were always there. I taught the class here. The #1 freaking school of business in the United States via the testing. I taught it. I'm the first guy that identified they bought puts on the airline stocks. Why is this so metaphorical last night? Eddie Gill, 1999. They dissed him so hard on this university. He basically has been playing in the NBA, bouncing back and forth into the NBA for 20 years. 20 years. Lillard lost the championship game. He didn't. I told him, Eddie. I saw him right after I showed it to him, and that's him right there. I talked to Lillard. Hey, I got the first medal, blah, blah, blah. Lillard's a thing now. He's a commodity now. He's traded on the New York Stock Exchange. He's an Adidas thing. You can't even have a conversation. He's a great guy, and I'm glad that he does what he does, but billionaire commodity, not about wins and losses. It's about selling. Get your slave-made gear right here at the bookstore. I have the last Damian Lillard freaking jersey they ever freaking made. The first group of them, they gave it to me. I used to wear it to plays autographed all over, metaphorically. I'm not going to give him some now. Sign my ticket. I told Eddie he broke your record. Did you know that? No. All-time leading free throw shooter in the history of the school, Eddie Gill. Let's party like it's 1999, friends. Nude descending down staircase. Dead purple nude. Found in an elevator. You got to go with that fucking left, Blanche. Whoa. No inflation. I used to use the soup can in my class, and I'd say, okay, they have a soup can this big, costs X amount of money. Now they have a soup can this big, costs the same amount of money. Can you tell me the rate of inflation, kids? They lowered the can from 16 ounces to just 12 ounces. Can you get out your HP flux capacitor iOmega zip drive, Word Perfect, Shift F13, freaking HP calculator. Mr. Blanchard time in the barrel. Japanese royal family, Mikado. Pictures all over. He and I graduated together. Mikado means the Japanese heir. We graduated at 17 of us. I have the last letter of recommendation Clyde Cooley ever wrote. It's in the Stewart Library. Me and Edward Abbey. And Mark Hoffman. And Melvin Dubois. And Fawn McKay Brody. I won't stop there. Bernard DeVoto. Oh, the metaphors matter. So last night, we were just having a good time, bombing out there, taking it easy. Pop. He's got about 30. You know, Cody John. Eddie Gill wins the three-point shooting contest like he's a freaking 20-year-old. I tell Eddie, he broke your record. What? Yeah, Lillard broke the record. Remember in the gold medal game, Damian Lillard shot 90% in his senior year. For his career, he shot, I think, 870 or 865 from the line in 4 years. He never missed free throws. But in 2000, they get beat. Randall Johnson says later, I had an out-of-body experience. They lose. He never played in a tournament. Oh, Eddie Gill did. Broke your record. He did? No, I didn't know he does the play-by-play for the Pacers. Yeah, Eddie Gill had that record, just remember. In the championship game, I sat with President Thompson, that asshole. Last time I talked to him was right there. I said, you cannot fire Ron Paglin after they just beat North Carolina. I had breakfast with him in old Seattle, Salmon Collapse. Oh, he fired him. That was the end. It's been downhill ever since. Basketball is a metaphor. Damian Lillard in 2019's game was on 8:24. I did the play-by-play. Damian, show him how to shoot a half quarter. First shot. Whoop! Nothing but net. Oh, he was all that here, but they got beaten. Gil didn't. I call it the water's curse. 8:24, Kobe. COVID means Kobe. Scientists are mystified, they're baffled, they're puzzled, they're stumped, they're perplexed, they're bewildered. This is a scary story. Rudy Gobert is who set off the pandemic. Est-ce que vous parlez français, no? Utah Jazz. He set off the pandemic. That's a fact in the United States. When he got it, and that's when the panic, that's immediately when it happened. The first case was documented, what? January 26th? What? The day Kobe was killed. COVID means Kobe. Kobe's the word for great. They know it, the World Health Organization. Kobe-19, Kevin Blanchard. Weaver State University. A trainer that trained here, one of Kobe Bryant's trainers. 1995, 96. He trained here. Years later, many years later, Kevin is back up here visiting. I got to tell you, Kobe Bryant's the elasticity time like you. He's all about the basketball metaphor, like you. Oh yeah? He's a genius, I know that. Isn't it amazing how basketball will tell the tale of culture before it happens? Kobe Bryant. Rudy Gobert. How did Damian Lillard get a gold medal? I said to Randy, I said to Joel, everybody I've been out on the campus, says, you see the end of that game? Yeah. I says, when's the last time you saw Damian Lillard, you think he missed 2 free throws back to back? Junior high, maybe? I said, maybe in the 3rd grade. Oh, he missed 2. How did he get a gold medal? Rudy Gobert missed 11. Go team. Oh, it matters. Oh, Seattle. 21-year cycle. Oh, boy. The winds will fucking change. Oh, they're blowing. They're blowing. You sleep last night. They fucking lied to me. I was working right here in 99. I was restoring the Ben Lomond. Teaching up here. Phone rings. Crying her eyes out. He said, what is it? What? What? bring the body back. January 11th, 38 years old. Party like it's 1999. Then Bush steals the election. I'd be interviewed by the school right there. Well, what about the election? Gore will win. Economy's too strong. There's no inflation. No inflation at a radio station. No inflation. Kavanaugh. Jeb can fix it. Kathleen Harris on chemo. You know Kavanaugh is the lawyer that fucking masquerade the fucking when they stole the election in 2000. What? He's a Supreme Court justice? Yep. Cannot make it up. Basketball is the metaphor. So last night, Kyle Bollinger misses a free throw. Don't know? Oh, you don't think they were trying at the end? You see that back-to-back Cody John threes? Oh, Damian was trying at the end. He's got a shot in the exact identical square inch to where he had a shot on the same basket in 2010 to the second. Next year he broke his foot. Never played in a tournament. What a story. What a metaphor. Eddie Gill beat him again. Please give me back 1999. Please, God. #1 school business in the country. Ethics out the yin yang. Now, they score dead loss. Everybody's dead. The water's curse. Look at the Chinese professor there. Supply chain oligarchy. The Taliban comes. She forbids the Utah State Legislature and students to go see the dog. Don't go see the dog. They rank dead fucking last from #1. What a fucking story. Hope the camera kept going. Why the soup can? Deseret?